Great to see you, everyone. I'm Bobby Broyles along with Jamie Corrin for the women's edition of CA Hoops Weekly presented by Under Armour. We have some great matchups to preview for this week, but before we get to those, let's recap some of the headlines coming out of last week's contest.
We definitely have some exciting headlines.
Yep.
Towson rolls to 4-0 and is off to its best start to CAA play since the 2007-2008 season. Led by Kiana Jeter, the Tigers are the surprise of the CAA and enter the weekend having won 5 games in a row. Also at 4-0, for the second straight season, James Madison has started CAA action perfect. The Dukes have not allowed more than 54 points in any conference game, and JMU owns the longest winning streak in the conference, having won 6 straight games. It was a tough week for Northeastern as the Huskies dropped 2 road games at Towson and JMU. The Huskies are in the middle of a packed standings board as they are one of 4 teams with 2 wins in conference play, joining UNCW, Elon, and William & Mary. For the 9th straight week, James Madison, Drexel, and Northeastern are in the mid-major top 25. The Dukes have climbed to number 11 in the poll, while the Dragons and Huskies sit at 16th and 17th respectively. And for the first time this season, Towson is receiving votes in the poll, ranking 28th overall.
Yep. As we turn the page to another weekend of exciting CAA play, we begin in Boston Friday night at 7 on CA.TV and regionally televised on NESN Plus as Northeastern welcomes Drexel to Matthews Arena.
Yes, Bobby, this is a huge game for both teams, as Northeastern is looking to snap a 2-game losing streak, while Drexel is trying to reach 2-2 in CAA play after a pretty slow start. It will be a battle between the CAA's best offense in Northeastern and the nation's top defense in Drexel. The Huskies lead the CAA in averaging almost 75 points per game, while the Dragons are holding teams to under 47 points per game. So something is going to have to give in this one. 2 of the top 6 scorers in the CAA will be featured on Friday night, as Jess Janko leads Northeastern against Bailey Greenberg's Dragons. Janko enters the weekend 2nd in the CAA, averaging over 19 points per game, while Greenberg is 6th at over 16 points per game.
Also on Friday night at 7 on CA.TV, UNCW, who sits at 2-1 in the standings, will be at home to take on first place JMU Dukes.
Yeah, this should be a good one. UNCW is off to a strong start in CAA play, sitting at 2-1, as James Madison comes into Friday night's game tied atop the standings with a perfect 4-0 mark. The Seahawks have a perfect record of their own, though, having gone 5-0 at Trask Coliseum so far this season. James Madison has dominated its first 4 CAA games, outscoring opponents by nearly 25 points per game, and holding conference opponents to just over 45 points per game. However, this UNCW squad has shown it can put up points, averaging 70 points in its 3 CAA games. But one of the hidden keys to this game could come on the glass, where James Madison leads the CAA in rebounding, while UNCW has been the best team in conference play at limiting the opposition's rebounds. Also keep an eye on 2 of the top 4 scorers in the CAA. JMU's Kamaya Smalls has reached double figures in every game this season and is 4th in the CAA with just over 18 points per game. Just ahead of Smalls in the scoring ranks is UNCW's Sharita Parker. In her first year with the Seahawks, Parker has posted just under 19 points per game to rank 3rd in the CAA.
Moving on to Sunday afternoon at 2 on CA.TV, we have the 2-time defending CA champions Elon on the road at William & Mary. Both these squads trying to separate themselves from that logjam in the middle of the CA standings.
Yes, they are. Both teams enter the weekend at 2-2, having split the first 2 weekends of the season. Now, this game presents an interesting contrast in styles, as William & Mary hangs its hat on lockdown defense, while Elon is among the top scoring teams in the CAA. For the Tribe, the action revolves around senior guard Bianca Boggs, the 5th leading scorer in the CAA. Boggs enters the weekend having reached double figures in 7 straight games and is averaging 17.5 points per game. Now, Elon has seen sophomore forward Emily Maupin make a huge difference the last 3 weeks. Entering the weekend, Maupin has reached double figures in 6 straight games, including a 26-point, 11-rebound double-double in Elon's game against UNCW.
And we wrap up the previews with another Sunday afternoon matchup at 2 on CA.TV with UNCW playing host to the other team currently at the top of the standings in Towson.
Yes, this game presents a huge opportunity for both teams to send a message throughout the CAA. UNCW enters the weekend third in the CAA standings, while Towson hits the road as a marked team for the first time this season. The Tigers have put up points in CAA play, led largely by Kiana Jeter. Jeter, the reigning CAA Player of the Week, is atop the CAA scoring leaders at over 21 points per game, good for 15th nationally. Defensively, Towson's harassing defense has led it to the top spot in the CAA in blocks and second in steals. But the team that leads the CAA in steals, any guesses?
I'm assuming UNCW.
Yeah, let's go with the Seahawks. So this is going to be a fun matchup of ball hawking teams. Now for UNCW, things will revolve again around Sharita Parker and Gigi Smith. Both players have reached double figures in 13 of 14 games entering the weekend. UNCW and Towson are the only two teams in the CAA to have two players in the top 10 of the league's scoring leaders, as Parker and Smith are 3rd and 8th respectively. On the other end of the court, Jeter paces the CAA in scoring, while Nakaya Mayo is tied for 10th.
Now here's a look at the rest of the upcoming action around CAA women's basketball.
What does it mean to be a CAA student athlete? It's passion, commitment, accountability, preparing for the real world, discipline on the court and in the classroom. CAA Hoops. It's only for those who want it most.
CASports.com will have all the information you need regarding links to live stats, video, and audio coverage. Also, fans, you can watch all of this action on CAA.tv on several devices, such as Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Android TV by downloading the CAA.tv app that is available now.
Yes, and also don't forget, you can continue to follow the league on Facebook and Instagram by searching CAA Sports. We're also on Twitter at CAA Basketball using the hashtag CAA Hoops.
The CAA On Campus crew was at Elon this past weekend. For more on our trip to visit the Phoenix, visit our social media platforms and stay tuned this week for our first CAA Hoops featured of the season on Lexi Mercer.
Yeah, it was a great time at Elon, Bobby. Yep. We had a great trip. We enjoyed a wonderful tour of the brand new Shar Center and had a great sit down with Lexi Mercer where we learned all about her background and some things that you just might not know about her.
Look forward to seeing that. Our on-campus crew will be back on the road this weekend at Northeastern. Once again, stay tuned to our social media outlets for all the behind-the-scenes action from Boston, and visit CASports.com next week for a feature on the Huskies. That is it from us here today. Enjoy the games, everyone.